All right, welcome back to another episode of The Great Perspective, where we talk about sports, politics, family, and everything in between. We want to thank everybody that subscribed. Please support the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, help the algorithm get the content out, help us to grow the channel. And for all those that have subscribed, all those that do watch, we want to say thank you. But we're gonna start it off with the NFC AFC championships game. The first one was wasn't too exciting. The Patriots and the Broncos. The Patriots beating the Broncos 10-7. Um, I didn't think it was going to be a good game. I thought after Bo Nix was out because of injury, that killed that game. It didn't matter who they tried to put in there, hype it up. That game was over. Now, if Bo Nix had played, I
Yeah.
think that would have been a game just as exciting as the NFC and maybe even better. But what you thought? What was your thoughts on it? What you thought?
Uh, the same as everybody's. Once Bo Nix was out, you know, um, the Patriots was a well-oiled machine, and it would have took um, Denver to be fully manned to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And when your star player ain't there, everybody knew what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So but going back to the other game, the Rams in Seattle, the Rams
Yeah,
actually should have won that game.
yeah, the Rams they lost 27-31.
If it wasn't for that muff fumble, and then Seattle scored a touchdown when the dude tried to punt return and he dropped it and they scored.
Mm-hmm.
If you take away that touchdown, the Rams win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And they say that defense was unpenetrable, but Matthew Stafford, who I think should get the MVP, was cutting that defense apart.
Mm-hmm.
He
It
was
was a
cutting
good
them up.
game. That was a good game. That was they were going back and forth. So either one of those teams, and then what's so crazy is the Rams wasn't picked to even win that game, to even be in that game like that.
No, based off of Seattle's defense, the Rams was supposed to get blown out, but they too well coached, and
Yeah, yeah.
they didn't have no weaknesses. Like in the off season, if I was to do some tweaking, it would be on the defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
other than that, you know, that's why people say, like last night, me and the family was watching the NBA game, and the commentators were Carmelo Anthony, Tracy McGrady, and Vince Carter. And
Mm-hmm.
I told her, all those guys are all-stars, superstars, but none of them won a ring.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows you how hard it is, no matter how good you are. This still is a team sport.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So Matthew Stafford, they was down 2 minutes left on the clock. They came in the game and scored.
Mm-hmm.
The defense gave up another touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Stafford can't play both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
But when
You
he
know,
got in the game, they went all the way down the field and scored a touchdown.
that's one of the things people forget. Hold on, turn this off. That's one of the things people forget, uh, and they don't bring up is that how hard it is to win a ring,
Yeah.
and then especially in football, everything's the wins and losses start and stop with the head coach and the quarterback. And even if the quarterback, playing, what I'm saying, sometimes, you would hear, okay, defense, they didn't show up. But you made a good point when you said quarterback can't play both sides of the ball. Because if you're shooting, you're in a shootout, but at some point the defense have to
Has to
stop
make a
the other
stop.
team. Yeah, you got to make a stop, or it's going to
And
come
who get the
down.
ball last? And
And
that's
what's so dangerous is you put the referees in the game.
yeah.
Now the referees can control a game based on how they call the game. You know what I'm saying? So they can change the outcome of a game by how they doing everything, how they call. So I think he did a good job, man. He couldn't do no more than that. I mean,
Yeah, because it's 2 minutes on the clock. He ran down, scored. It was a minute and something left, and they let Seattle score again. But all he could do was sit there, and that's the same thing happened to Josh Allen.
that's what
Two
happened to Carolina against the Rams. That's what happened to Carolina.
2.5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Buffalo went down there and scored on Denver. It was like a minute and something. They let Denver score again. Only thing Josh Allen did on the sideline was shake his head and cry. What else can I
Yeah,
do?
I seen that. That was even hard. I'm not a buck, but just as a sports fan,
Yeah.
that was hard to watch because he knew and believed that this was his year.
And
Because
he did his part.
all his competition, Mahomes was out, uh, Jackson, he
Lamar
was out.
Jackson,
Yeah,
Burrow.
Burrows, they all out. His competition that he got to go through and have been for the last 4 or 5 years had to go through them. This year he didn't have to do any of that, and to have, I don't know. I just know that was heartbreaking, and it was hard to watch. Seeing him cry because I know he felt it like this is my year.
Yeah.
Got it. You know what I'm saying? But the defense, you know what I'm saying? The quarterback can't play both sides of the ball, man. Nobody. You think about the
And
Carolina
you would
game?
think that when the playoffs start, that subpar defensive players
Mm.
become better
Mm-hmm. They supposed
because
to.
it's the playoffs. But that didn't happen.
Yeah, they supposed to. They supposed to show up. They supposed to show up, but they
You
didn't.
know, that's like um dealing with like the NBA. You got players like you never heard of, but when the playoffs come, they step up.
Yeah,
You be like, look at
yeah,
that coming off the bench.
yeah,
You remember Jordan them was winning those championships. And you remember the little dude used to come off the bench, what's his name? BJ
BJ Armstrong. Yeah,
yeah. And we're like, I ain't see this in the regular season because it's the
yeah.
playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But you know,
That's
Josh
that.
Allen, you know, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But like I was telling the family when they showed all those commentators, I said none of them want a ring. But I go to show you how hard it is to win. And
Mm-hmm.
like Shannon Sharp said, just because you got there last year don't mean you're gonna get back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You've seen a lot of teams like Carolina went to the Super Bowl. It didn't get back.
Mm-hmm.
You
They
know what
had
I'm saying?
Carolina was in the Super Bowl. What was it? 2015. That's the
Yeah.
year when South Carolina. Seemed like every team in South Carolina had a run.
Yeah, but it is what it is. So we looking at New England and Seattle. Not
I'm
Cleveland
taking Seattle.
is Cleveland is going off on the Lakers right now on ESPN. 99-77, end of the third.
Mm.
Cleveland can't miss.
I'm taking Seattle.
Well, the whole world is taking Seattle.
I just can't see nobody beating them, man. They good on all three phases of the game. They good.
But New England, they got a punch a shot.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be. I think it's going to be a shootout because both quarterbacks can throw the ball. The problem going to come down to New England going to end up in a shootout like the Rams in Seattle, and it's going to come down to, like we were saying, the defense.
The last possession.
The defense going to have to make a stop because both quarterbacks, they can throw the ball, so it's going to be a back and forth thing. Which is going to be for us as fans watching it. It's going to be a good Super Bowl.
But you saying when it comes to the last 5 minutes, you trust Seattle defense more than New England. That's why you give the nod to Seattle.
Yeah.
Because you turn it up a notch in the playoffs, you double that in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl, you become
I'm thinking about something. Let me think. Go ahead.
Super Bowl, you become legends.
Yeah, I'm thinking about something. All right, so Patriots, they played the Texans and then they played the Broncos.
Yeah. The Texans
Seattle played the 49ers and then they played the Rams. So looking at their playoff, I'm thinking about who had the tougher road to the Super Bowl, but they about even.
Both of them won their division.
Yeah, so they about even.
Seattle was luckier than because both of the teams that they played in the playoffs are in their division. San Fran and the Rams.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they were playing somebody that they never played before. They already knew how to game plan. They already knew the team weaknesses. They're all in the same division.
Because they're playing twice a year.
Yeah, so they already know those people, San Fran and the Rams. Mm-hmm. Now, on the flip side, New England, they played a tougher defense in Houston, but the quarterback made so much mistakes, allowed them to win.
Yeah.
They went to Denver.
Now. They beat them 28-16.
They went to Denver, and Denver missing their quarterback. Mm-hmm. And they pulled that off. And they barely pulled that off.
Yeah.
Because of the weather.
Yeah. I hate them games, man. I don't know why every team need to go to. I know they're saying, the guys get paid all this money, and real football, you're supposed to be in the elements. But, we just got to be honest. The players, now some of them are
but I see what you're saying. If it wasn't for that blizzard, Denver might have had a shot because that quarterback wasn't a bum. He wasn't giving the ball up.
I think every team should go to a dome. You know what I'm saying? That's why when they had the Super Bowl in Minnesota and it snowed, you would never see another Super Bowl in any northern states, Midwest, Northeast, Northwest. You will never. That's over with. Every Super Bowl gonna be either the furthest north the Super Bowl might get is Tennessee or Atlanta. Outside of that, every Super Bowl gonna be in Florida, Texas, Louisiana, and California.
Cali.
That way for the fans, and then the
I wouldn't
elements
mind.
look.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Super Bowl in Carolina.
Carolina's possible. Carolina's possible.
Because they did host a NBA All Star game.
Yeah, Carolina's possible for a Super Bowl. Um, but I don't see anything north of that because North Carolina, and Tennessee side by side. So I can see that. Atlanta's right there, Georgia's right there. You got what, two teams,
But
three
you
teams?
saying the money that the NFL is making, billions, they got enough clout to where every stadium should be a dome. No,
Well, that's up to the team, the city that the team's in, because a lot of times that money comes from taxpayers. And then, people, investors put money up too, but a lot of the revenue comes from the taxes. So the local city government have to approve it. But I think every team, that way the elements don't play a part in it. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Nobody won't be, Super Bowl, it's snowing, them days over. That was the 60s and 70s. Some things I believe that, you know what I'm saying? Some things I believe that are traditional, but some things are progressive. And that's one of them things that, because it just plays a factor and it's not a good game. And that's why the NFL, after, what was that, about 5 years ago, they had the Super Bowl in Minnesota, blizzard. They never do that again. Because you can't have any activities outside. It's cold. It's cold.
Yeah, and you short stopping the endorsers' money because you might
Yeah.
have somebody like Coca-Cola have an after party. Now the after party shut down, and they done bought 1,000 Super Bowl tickets, and now ain't nobody showing up because of the weather.
Yeah, it's cold as heck. Is blizzards. That's why them days where, remember the Ice Bowl.
Yeah,
We ain't gonna
Green
never see
Bay.
that again. That's the gladiators from, and we pay respect to them. But now we just want to be entertained. We ain't got time for all that snow. But I take Seattle. I think it's gonna be a good Super Bowl. It's in California, so the weather gonna be good. Um,
I take
I,
Seattle, but as far as those gamblers out there, I got to see what the spread is. If the spread 7 or better, I'm gonna take New England with the spread.
Oh, they ain't gonna be able to cover that.
Because but just flat out winning the game, yeah, I agree with you. I'd take Seattle.
Yeah, they ain't gonna be able to.
They ain't gonna blow them out. I put it like
that.
that. New England gonna come to play.
Yeah, they ain't gonna be able to cover no 7. It'll be close
24,
game.
21,
Mm-hmm.
27,
Nah,
20.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like a 37, 35. Because I don't think
Okay.
the defense ain't gonna. They ain't gonna.
Oh, you think they're gonna get down?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. The defense, they already showed that they can't make stops when it's needed. So they're not gonna stop May. They're not gonna stop
Stephon
Donald.
Diggs.
Yeah, Diggs and Cooper Cup, and which I don't know. He still. It's like no matter. I just don't understand this. And me and you had this conversation. I don't understand when you got people like Travis Kelsey, Cooper Kupp, Kettle. I remember the tight end from Dallas,
Witten.
Jason Witten. Why are these guys always open? And like you know what I'm saying? It's like what's the old boy from San Francisco, Nakua? Always they should be the last players. I believe this. If I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm playing uh, one of them teams that got that kind of caliber tight end, I got to spy on them like I do Lamar Jackson. Because you
Yeah.
got to think those quarterbacks that those players are on, Mahomes and Stratford, they're not running quarterbacks. So you don't need a spy on the quarterback, but you need somebody part of the defense, whether it's zone or man, on that tight end, and then you need a spy on him as well. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because for some reason these guys are always open. I don't understand. They should be the last one. Like the Nakua tore them up. Watch what
Like
Cooper Kupp
you
do in the
talking
Super
about
Bowl.
Nakua for St. Louis.
Yeah,
Every
watch.
time you look, you know Matthew Stafford is going to him when they played Seattle. First down, wide open. How is he wide open? And he's the only person that's getting the ball.
Watch Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp gonna have 100 yards receiving. Watch. He gonna have 100 receiving yards. But some other NFL news. Belichick, he didn't get the first ballot Hall of
Yeah,
Fame. I thought that
I
was
can't.
disrespectful.
I can't understand that one for the life of me. Stephen A. Smith requested a boycott
The boycott of what?
of the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. I knew he ain't talking about no Super Bowl because that ain't gonna happen.
No, he's talking about a boycott of watching the Hall of
Okay.
Fame. He's saying because if Belichick won 2 Super Bowls as a
Seven.
coordinator in New
Seven.
York, won
Oh
six
yeah.
he won 2 Super Bowls with the Giants when the Lawrence Taylor era, he
As
was
a
defensive
coordinator,
coordinator.
yeah.
Then he won 6 in New England. If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, would some people consider him the GOAT when it comes to coaching?
Mm-hmm.
If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, and some people say, well, Spygate, this and that. Oh, so you gonna tell the public that you're not gonna vote Tom Brady in as a first ballot
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Famer?
How long? How many years is it after you leave? 5.
I forgot off the top of my head.
I think it's 5 years. Is it after you leave that you eligible? So Tom Brady, he got what, about 2 or 3 more years before he's eligible. Tom Brady, we already
But I
know
thought
he.
Brady retired before Belichick.
No, who retired first? Man, you gonna make me look this up. Give me a second here. What's the score on the Lakers?
They're getting blown out 107-80.
They done. Tom Brady retired in 2023. And Belichick, he retired. He retired in 24.
So next year,
So hold
I'll
on.
be Tom Brady.
Nah, Tom Brady retired in 23.
That's what I'm saying. So Tom Brady should already be up for the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so if you left in 2020, so it's 5 years. 5 years after you, that's after a player left. He's not on. He hadn't been on anybody's active roster. So Tom Brady, he got 2 more years, right? 2023. So yeah, next year. Next year.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
say
the
that? Next year?
game.
Yeah, next year. So we'll see. But they did Belichick wrong. That was
You
disrespectful.
can't. Some people try to compare that to the Barry Bonds situation, but that's cheating the game. I mean, that's
They did
if
have
you
two.
don't.
Now I will say this: it might be. I've heard this over everybody commentating over it. It's personal.
That's all it is because there's no legitimate reason. That's like you look on the ballot and see um Jerry Rice. That's a no-brainer. That's an automatic check. Move to the next one. When you see
They
Belichick name, that should have been an automatic check. Move to the next one. For
but they had
somebody to
two.
check no.
Remember that they had, even though he's considered the GOAT and coach it, but he had two cheating scandals in his career, and I think the NFL had to punish him some way because remember they still allowed him to coach after that. They
Yes, but
had,
you got to realize that those scandals, none of them was directly connected to Belichick. One of them was Inflategate. They saying he let A out the football. Come on, this man.
and then you remember they were stealing signs.
Yeah, that I mean that ain't that ain't no reason. Stealing signs ain't gonna win you 7 Super Bowls.
No,
You got to play the game.
yeah.
Stealing signs ain't gonna win you 7 Super Bowls.
Well, stealing signs can win you a Super Bowl. You already know what they're gonna do, and you done studied them. You got
Chico,
somebody in the stands with a
Chico,
binoculars
when
on.
you in the NFL, you got these linebackers. Remember, these college kids now. These ain't no high school kids. They smart. They read the plays. They can see the way the offense is going, or they finna run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the line be crowded at certain instances. Certain things they automatically know. Oh, this is a passing play. They got nobody in the backfield. He in the shotgun. Come on, man. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
for you not to put Belichick as a first ballot Hall of Famer, everybody know that's personal.
Yeah. Well, it's personal. I think it was they were pushed. They and I get
And,
what you're
and with
saying.
and with Stephen A. and a lot of media people um was talking about was that he what they was talking about with the Belichick situation is that Belichick, when he was winning and he was on top, and New England was the GOAT,
Mm-hmm.
he was very mean to the media. He wouldn't speak.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't give them nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And what Stephen A. Smith said, even if that rubbed you the wrong way, the way he was, you still shouldn't have let that bother you from making the right decision. That's how you distinguish professionals from everybody else.
I think it was showing him, even though it's like
yeah, you showing him, but you can't not give a man his due. As Stephen A. Smith said, even if I hate you, and I'm not going to stop you from what you already earned, because that's between me and you.
Think about it like this.
Belichick earned that. Come on now.
Yeah, think about it like this. Two things. The first thing is they had to show him who's big brother. You may be looked at as this whatever when it comes to coaching, the GOAT, but you're not above the NFL. You're not above it. And they had to show him who's big brother. It's like they had to show Dion. And they hurt Dion
but Belichick is different because it's the media who cast these Hall of Fame votes, not the NFL.
Think about who covered all those two scandals. The same people that covered those two scandals and kept it in the news are the same people that voting on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and same people.
Think about it. So it's going to be. I'm telling you, it's and believe me, the NFL.
So you saying? So what you saying? They gonna do the same thing to Tom Brady?
No, this is what's gonna happen. Next year, Tom Brady is eligible. Belichick, he's still eligible. He'll get it next year. Him and Tom Brady gonna go into the Hall of Fame together, and they're gonna the NFL gonna make a big spectacle out of it, and it's gonna be on the news for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like the Super Bowl. You know, they're gonna make a big thing out of it.
Oh, so you saying it's a behind the scenes?
No, I ain't saying that.
No, I'm saying it may be a behind the scenes back to promote Belichick, Brady going in the Hall of Fame at the same time. Could you imagine the nostalgia gonna be behind all that?
Yeah, but that's a possibility. But I think he's being punished for those scandals. But
they're not gonna punish Tom Brady.
They're not gonna punish Tom Brady.
But they're gonna choose him.
Yeah. Because he's the golden boy. Tom Brady's the gold. He's the face. Tom Brady is still an NFL. He's an NFL commentator. The
highest paid commentator in broadcasting history. $100 million contract.
He's still involved with the NFL. He's part of the media. He's now Tom Brady is now the colleagues of the people that have to vote him in the Hall of Fame. They're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Belichick, this is my personal opinion, had to be punished. And then by doing that, he's still gonna come out with some type of whatever because him and Tom Brady are going to Hall of Fame together next year. But moving on, man.
We're gonna get back. Giving y'all.
What about your picks?
Giving y'all
NBA games. You think far as the players, like if somebody's on those apps where you can pick the players and you pick, points, rebounds, and assists, you got any like players that you got your eyes on they might need to look at this year if they on any of the gambling apps?
Yes, right now, tomorrow, Friday night, Joel Embiid is back. Joel is averaging 25 points, over 10 rebounds, 8 assists. So his points, rebounds, and assists take it over. Another one, Donovan Mitchell has been playing lights out since the backup point guard been hurt. So that means Donovan Mitchell played more minutes. So now his points, rebounds, and assists is a lock. But to all y'all fans out there, don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the share button. But before I close, we close with a little political issue, and I'm gonna ask my brother his thoughts. Chico, what you think about on a more serious note, what you think about these shootings that's been going on, this uproar in Minnesota?
I think it's sad that 2 people lost their life. I think that's that. Anytime somebody lose their life is unfortunate. I think with the second shooting, I seen the videos. I'm up in the air about it because the guy did have a weapon, but one video showed looks like one of the ICE agents took the weapon from him while he was on the ground. So piecing that together, we still don't have all the information, but I think people, I say this too. It's funny that we're seeing all this, and what's so crazy is Tom, the guy that's the border czar now, he was the border czar during the Obama administration. And ICE did their thing, and during the Obama administration, they deported more undocumented immigrants during the Obama administration than during Trump. And so there was no uproar, there was no protest. He was the border czar, and the Democrats even gave him an award for the work he did on immigration. So I think it's kind of selective, selective outrage, as Chris Rock would call it, selective outrage. I think it's just crazy to me how people are reacting. And I think if anybody hear this, if you're protesting, just protest people. Don't throw rocks, don't spit, don't do none of that. Because you got to remember, these are law enforcement. So it's illegal to assault any law enforcement officer. It's illegal to assault a person in the military or police officer. You know what I'm saying? It's illegal.
Well, it's illegal to assault anybody, period.
Yeah, it's illegal to assault anybody, period. But the penalties are harsher when it becomes somebody federal.
Yeah.
federal like law enforcement, something like that. But I just think that it's an unfortunate situation to see our country the way it is, how people are just at each other's throats. Um, it's like we're further dividing ourselves, and we're allowing politicians. But I have other thoughts. I put my 10-4 kufi on now, my conspiracy hat on now. I think all this is orchestrated. You know what I mean? Because you hear reports that some of the protesters are paid, and you wonder like, where these people work at? Like, how they get? Like, where you work at where you can protest all day, every day? You know what I'm saying? Like, where you work at? You know what I'm saying? How much PTO time you got? You get what I'm saying? And then I think about like I said, the conspiracy part of it. I look at what just happened with Davos and the World Economic Forum and their talks, and we do know because we've seen president after president after president, administration after administration talk about things that they want done by 2030. We know this. It's on their website, the UN and the World Economic Forum. So I think like some of these things are orchestrated. You think about the pandemic, right? The and I'll just say this and then I get back to Minnesota. When you think about the pandemic, the the pandemic started during the Trump administration. The vaccines were created during the Trump administration, even though some say they've been working on this for years, but everybody knows that these vaccines were rushed, regardless, right? But the push for everybody to get the lollipop, we'll just call it that, didn't happen until after the election. Think about how people are protesting now about everything dealing with the Trump administration. Do you actually think people would have taken the lollipop if Trump was in office? He had to lose, or nobody would have took it. They made it during his administration, during the Trump administration, but it wasn't rolled out on a worldwide scale until after the election, after the United States election, and then the world did their thing. I think China was doing their thing before, but mostly the West, and then Africa and all these other countries, Mexico, everybody. It was after our election, and then during that time, what happened? The border was open. All these undocumented immigrants came in, and then the Trump administration comes back after the Biden administration. He enforces the same thing he did in his first administration, he's doing now. The wall, border, security, all that. He's doing the same thing, but now it's a bigger uproar. I just think right now, as a country, we need to focus on what's important. And we're being distracted by immigration, and nobody's paying attention to economics. Nobody's paying attention to the money. Everything is going up. I went to the grocery store. I don't care if you go to just pick Costco's, Walmart, HEB, Kroger's, wherever you go, Tom Thumb, wherever you go. Groceries are going up, right?
Yes.
The only thing that is going down is
Gas.
Gas. You know what I'm saying? You can go fill up at a reasonable. I mean, gas is around $2.50 and been that way for months. So you're saving money on gas, but your housing and your food is up, and it's been that way since both administrations. You know what I'm saying? For a long time. So you're saying during Biden and Trump, You still got high inflation on housing and food, but now gas is going down, so you can save a little bit. But people are not paying attention to the economics. Silver. When I started investing in silver, silver was $29. Right now, silver hit a high, $113 an ounce.
Yeah.
Gold, you can't even afford gold unless you got a lot of money. Gold
You
is
know that.
hold up. Gold is $5,000 an ounce. People are not
Yes,
paying attention to. Go ahead.
that's what I was iterating on. My wife's just, because that's what we do. We buy gold. Um, and she was letting me know how much she watched the world news was 2 days ago, how much the price of gold went up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh man.
$5,000 an ounce. So what that tells me, if gold and silver, precious metals are up, if treasury bonds, if they're at a certain level, that means the dollar, the buying power of the dollar has decreased. So I don't know if there's some type of bubble. I don't know if there's some type of break or if there's something going on that, as far as the dollar goes, that we're fighting.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Even I thought that the dollar was backed by gold.
Mm.
So if the gold is up, that means the dollar should be more stronger.
No, we haven't been. The dollar stopped being backed by gold in the 70s, like 72. So really, paper is worthless. That's why it's so. If you look at everything that came out of Davos during that forum, the push now is digital. Tech is the new thing. It's like when we went from, like, you look at music. Music went from 8 tracks to cassettes to CDs to now we streaming. Money went from gold to paper to being backed by gold to now we going digital. You're not even gonna see your money. You don't know what's you know what I'm saying? You're not even gonna see your money. Everything gonna be on your phone. They already got us programmed for that. That's why everything is on your Apple Wallet or your whatever phone you got, your wallet. You go to Whole Foods. They use biometrics at Whole Foods. They have that available where you connect your handprint, your biometrics to your debit card or credit card. And when you go pay for your food, all you got to do is just do this. You just wind your hand and it pays for your food. They already said this over the weekend.
Let me ask you this last question.
Yeah.
We done went past our time.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this government shutdown? Do you think it's going to be one, or they're going to figure it out?
Nobody even talking about that. See, everybody's so distracted and don't even know they're going to get put out on February 1st. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say we're so easily, the people in power, they distract us with so many things, Venezuela, and it's not a Trump problem. I hate when I go on certain platforms and everything is hate Trump, hate the Republicans, they are racist, the liberals are crazy, and this and that. And it's not about left or right. It's not about black and white. It's not about American and immigrant. It's a class thing. It's about what are you going to do to position yourself in case something happens that affects you on an economic level. And nobody's paying attention. Nobody's paying attention to the rise of precious metals. So that's an obvious sign that the dollar ain't worth 2 pennies. But you're not paying attention to that. You're not paying attention to today is January 28th. The government shut down on the 1st. You know what I'm saying? That's Monday. You're not paying attention to that, and nobody's talking because they haven't said that they came with a resolution. They haven't said that. They haven't said anything about extending.
I heard it talked about on CNN and Fox News. They talking big about this potential shutdown.
I
And
haven't
what's
seen
going to
any of
happen?
that. That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen it. Everything is about Minnesota, ICE, Iran, now possible war with Iran. You know, that's all I'm hearing about. It's either immigration or war. Nobody's talking economics. And that's what you need to be talking about. But we went past that time, man. We almost hit an hour for the first time. We normally don't go this long. But you know, sometimes I get to talking, man. I like them kind of conversations. But
Oh no! It's fine. The people need to hear a different perspective, and that's why it's called a great perspective. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. But don't forget to hit that like button, that share button, and that
hit that like
subscribe.
button. Support the channel.
And you got any last words?
That's it. Hit the like button. Support the channel. We thank you.
Peace, and we'll see y'all next week.